name. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya. Kshuranminitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale. Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate. Yatkripatamam Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. So, today we'll continue the discussion in the place where we left yesterday. Seven to commit sinful activities on the strength of the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Actually, when we come to the moment, we somehow or the other try to stop committing the sinful activities on a gross level. Externally, we try to come out of those things. But internally, we might have some hankerings. Because the heart is not yet purified fully. And when the heart is not yet purified fully, we face some difficulties. That is the stage called a struggling stage. Struggling stage is a stage where grossly we might have left something, but subtle aspects are still there. There are three ways of doing a work: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Capricious prescribed duties is thinking or doing in the lines of what Krishna is actually giving us through Gita. That is actually prescribed duty. That actually is the yoga which we kind of discuss about it. Because yoga is what? Yoga is what? Is a connection with the Lord. Connection with Krishna. We generally feel connected, or we think that we are with the Lord when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or when we hear, or when we read, or when we do some service. But actually, we are not going to a state that this state I will be connected with the Lord. Actually, the state of connection is continuous. To what we are connected, that is what we get. If the connection is with the Lord, then we get Him. If the connection is with His nature, then we get that. Actually, not getting that, we are in it. The process of Krishna consciousness elevates one consciousness from one source to the others. What is it doing? The process of Krishna consciousness is what? is elevating one's consciousness from one source to the other. Actually, if we do not hear or if we do not understand how this process would work, then obviously we cannot perceive. Now, that is a core reason of doing capricious work. Capricious work is a work which is done against the authorities. Like whatever we hear from the scriptures, doing against it. Just like Hiranyakashipu, he knows Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows everything. But he wants to become that. The core reason of atheism is that we're not in a position to accept the supremacy of the Lord. Or for example, Krishna is born in my family. Krishna is born in a family of Yadava, so that's why I worship Krishna. Or something else. Or Krishna has done that. Krishna has lifted Govardhan Hill. Or Krishna has done few activities. That's why I worship him. So when misinterpretations are there, then that leads to an offense. Some interpretations. Atheism is from that only. See, to understand that there is no Lord, there should be the source for that. We're actually telling that there is no Lord. There's no presence. So it is just an interpretation in one's own way. So through that, what is happening is we are actually missing out beautiful things. For example, say Hiranyakashipu, he knows everything, but he wants to become the master. Now, there's only one supreme master. Everyone else are his representatives. Now, how do we confirm that he is a supreme master? Again, through Guru Sadhu Shastra. There is no other way to confirm. This is the only source for us to confirm. Just like a mother is telling the father that he is your father. Our go-to source is Guru Sadhu Shastra. And that is a core source to understand it. And also that Guru Sadhu Shastra should be bona fide. It should be from the disciplic succession. Otherwise, there is no meaning to that, because it represents concoction, which is a sixth offense, misinterpreting the scriptures and their holy names. Because everyone has their own interpretation. We don't want to deal with those interpretations, because those why a person's interpretations cannot be accepted. For example, he is not in the bona fide disciplic succession. Then why I shouldn't accept him? It's interesting, actually. For example, all our acharyas, they tell Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But a person who practices spirituality outside this, he might tell something else. Now there is a conflict of interest. Now, which one to accept? To accept the bona fide or something else? And why we shouldn't accept non-bona fide? What are the reasons? It's a question. Very good. So the reason for that is pretty clear, that we have imperfect senses. We have cheating propensity to make mistakes, to be illusioned. These are the four dreadful problems which every living entity in this world has. Now another question comes. That means these personalities do not have. They are also in that. They are also in the material world. Don't they have that? They might have. But the thing is, they are connected to the root. Because these teachings are not coming, it is directly coming from the Lord. Brahmaji personally received this instruction from the Lord before even creating this entire manifestation. So it goes to that source, and that is authorized by Vyasadeva, who is none other than the Lord himself, the empowered personality of the Lord. Now we can say why I should accept Bhagavatam, because it is directly been written by the Lord. Vyasadeva is a representation of Krishna. Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadeva. I remember when I first came to Krishna consciousness, this was a question I asked. Why I should accept Bhagavatam? There are so many books. Why Bhagavatam? Why is it authorized? Because the person who is written is authorized. He's not like Tom, Dick, and Harry, who wrote whatever he wants. Who kind of interpreting. You see, there's so many Gitas in the market. Why only Bhagavad Gita as it is? Why not others? Oh, they give nice prasad, it's gone, that's why I accept it. No, that is not the reason for acceptance. The reason of acceptance should be deep. We should inquire. No, inquiry only comes when one is serious in this matter, in this subject. For example, let us take this example. Your son is very intelligent. Do you ensure that he goes to good school? Do you go and do some verification here and there which school is good? Obviously. So likewise, when we really want to practice Krishna consciousness, when we really want to understand what the real essence is, what the real truth is, then we actually inquire. Then we will also inquire why Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why is it called as it is? Because it is coming from the disciplic succession. Any authorization which we want to confirm, we should connect to Guru Parampara. Otherwise, we don't understand. That is the reason, if you see, you might open up so many other Gitas. There is no authorization for them. They might tell they have a guru, but if I ask his guru, who is he? If I ask his guru, who is he? If I ask his guru, there is a stop somewhere in between. Because there are so many upper sampradayas. Because through these upper sampradayas, what is happening? The truth is missed. These are actually the distractions of the material nature. Material nature is very powerful. Material nature is very powerful. These distractions keep us away from the real truth. Real truth is Krishna is a person. He is not just an energy. Supreme Father is not just an energy. Energy came from him. He is a source of that energy. Ete chamsa kalapumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Do you see a person killing a demon when he is 3 days? Have you seen a person? Have you seen a small boy lifting a hill which is 23 kilometers wide? Have you seen a person like that? Show me. Show me a person in this creation. One person. Show me a person killing a demon when he is like 3 days old. Show me these personalities. So do we have anyone? Krishna did not learn any mystic yoga to lift those things. He is the source of those mystic yoga. A lot of people will create some vibhuti, some powder from their hands, and then they give those powder to the disciple, stating that I am God. Just accept this. You'll have children. Krishna is not that kind of a person. He's supreme. He's not that kind of a person. He's not removing linga from his mouth. He's not that kind of a person. And then doing some magic and then attracting few people. Krishna is not that kind of a person who can walk on the water, just attracting people. No, he can do that. Water is source. He's the source of everything. Maya dakshina prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagad vipadivate. He's a supreme master. He can do anything. He doesn't need some training for that. He doesn't become God. He is God. It's not God is manufactured somewhere. In a lot of schools, they teach this. No, I can make you God. It's interesting. What kind of God is that? That God is merging in someone, in some energy. That is not God. God cannot merge into something. He has to have something. He has to have the authorization. He should be authorized. He should be convinced that this is. Now we don't see any Devi Devatas confirming this way. There is nowhere in the scriptures which says that Brahmaji that I am the source of everything. No. There is no source. The authorization source is this. Because the clarity, now what happened is the same Gita has been concocted in so many ways, telling the truth that Srila Prabhupada explains this. There's a person called Aurobindo during the time of Srila Prabhupada. He was following impersonalism. And Krishna says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namastu. You worship me, you meditate me, you think about me. Now that person understood that me is myself. Then all his followers they started worshipping that person, not Krishna. Krishna is sidetracked. Then Prabhupada says this is a concoction in this material world. They keep the real essence aside and then someone else comes into that position. Just like worshipping all the Devi Devatas for some benefit. Now why that came is also been very clear in the scriptures. Shankaracharya came to propagate that. Because he wanted to establish, because up until that point of time, everyone were rejecting the scriptures. So the time of Buddha, which was before Shankaracharya, he was completely rejecting everything. All the scriptures were rejected. Then Shankaracharya brought that prophecy of worshipping Panchopasana, worshipping 5 personalities. He slowly brought that. But what happened is, as our fruitive mentality is very deep in the heart, we continue to stay with that. Now, somehow, by the mercy of the Acharyas, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, we get connected to the real truth. Now, the real mercy begins when we even more deeply we take this truth. When the truth is not taken on a deeper level, we cannot perceive that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. The following, acceptance and the following is the most prominent thing. See, unless we know the greatness or magnanimity of the Lord, there is no question of surrender. There is no question coming to that state. Now, if I see this body, which is fully been made by the mercy of the Lord, my father's body, or our father's body, our father's father's body, father's 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 body, everything is made by the energy of the Bhumi Rapunanava Kamano Buddhiya, Ahankara Itimanya Binna Prakriti Ashtadaha. Krishna is telling this body is made of five elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Very clear. Now, when we see the Lord through this, then it gives a clarity that through this earth, water, fire, air, ether, everything is manifesting. That means it's a technically proven again and again that who created this earth, water, fire, air, ether? Krishna says, I am the source for that. Now, through that source, we understand that, oh, everything, my dear Lord, you have given me everything. This is your magnanimity, you have given everything. Then he will begin to reciprocate by working for him. That is when the yoga begins. Now he's realizing that, my dear Lord, you have given me everything: this eyes, this nose, this ears, this hands, this legs, this intelligence, which I can't see, but I can perceive, this intelligence, this mind. And Krishna says, among all the objects, I am the mind. That means the mind, when our mind is purified, we can see that it is being present, it is being given to me by the Lord. So what do we use the mind for? What do we use? Actually, the moment we get something, some thoughts in our mind, dear devotees, we need to understand we are not that. First thing, we are not that. The intelligence which is being given to us through Guru Sadhu Shastra, we should use that intelligence and then differentiate whether this thought has to be addressed or not. We cannot just do anything like that. For example, we cannot just say that, oh, my mind is telling now I have to get up and just get up, or my mind is telling now I have to sleep, now I have to sleep. It has to be done through intelligence. Just like we discussed yesterday, Haridas Thakur Maharaj, the prostitute came to him to disturb his tapasya and to make him defame. That was an evil intention with which she came. Just like how Putana came with an evil intention to kill Krishna, Krishna gave the association and then he killed Putana. But here, what Haridas Thakur Maharaj did is, he gave the association and then he transformed her. Because in Kali Yuga, killing doesn't work. In Kali Yuga, offering, extending the relationship, and then giving the truth works. Because every Yuga, the process of acceptance is different. That was also one of the reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the moment he wanted to kill Jaga and Madha, Lord Nityananda stopped him. Because this is not the age of that. You're already suffering. People are already suffering in this world. If you come and kill, what's going to happen? They have to be transformed. Now, obviously, he's been killed by the Lord, that is another Leela. So, but in the age of Kali, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't come for that. He wanted to transform the hearts of these people. And that was the whole person why Srila Prabhupada came. Transformation of the heart is the most important thing, because when the heart is transformed, then the sinful tendencies will not come, which is the seventh offense. We will not do. Because what are we aspiring for? We are aspiring to be purified. The more we aspire for that, the more the tendency of coming out of this is taken away. Very important, because dear devotees, when we think about this, when Krishna is established, when our acharyas are established as is, when they are established, that's why Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita as is, as it is. That means taking this truth as is, because this as it is coming directly from the disciplic succession. There's no change. That means Prabhupada says so many times that when I say Sarvadharman Pratyaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja, when Prabhupada says this, when I say you surrender to Krishna, and when Krishna says surrender to Krishna, there is no difference in that. That is a bona fide source of the disciplic succession. That disciplic succession. That's why we are ever grateful for them. Because what we have been received is so profound. It is found it is not found anywhere else. That is authorization. When this authorization is taken, dear devotees, then we feel connected. This is the this is a place where it clearly indicates that we are with the roots. This staying with the root is the yoga process. This is a real yoga actually. Okay, bodily, when we do some bodily postures, our health will be improved, yes. But the essence of all doing the bodily postures and then improving the health is what to connect with the Lord. Definitely, if the health is improved, if we are not connected to the Lord, then all the process which we have done will not give benefit. But the moment we connect with them, then that is the source of authorization. Now, this is a core reason Prabhupada says prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction should be dealt very nicely. For example, if the prescribed duties are done, for example, you are taking care of your family nicely, you are taking care of the wife, children, so many things, you're balancing everything, you're doing the work, taking care of the children, everything. It's a punya. You're maintaining everything nicely. We are maintaining everything nicely. It's only a punya. We get some pious credits for that. It's punya. Prescribed duties leads to punya. But when the duties is done for the pleasure of Krishna, when Krishna is added into that, then punya is transformed into bhakti. And then the same prescribed duties, when we are doing on the level of punya, that leads to attachment. Example, I was thinking about this. A person worked very hard and then he constructed a huge home. Normal home, doesn't matter whether it's a huge or small. He constructed a home. He kept all of his energy in that. It's all been taken care. Now there is a earthquake, and then all the homes got shattered. It's a complete lost. Now he did his prescribed duties. He took care of his family. He took care of his everything. He did everything perfectly well. He constructed a home. He was not cheating to anyone. That means he's following his duties as per. But this is what happened. Don't he feel dejected at that moment? He feels that his world is coming to an end. Definitely. Because he worked so hard. He was not cheating anyone. All his hard earned money was kept in that. Now that is completely lost. Don't we feel dejected? He will. Dejection is coming because we have attachment to it. This was also one of the reasons why Arjuna was dejected, because he was attached of not fighting it, not fighting in the battle because he doesn't want to kill his family members. It's a quite normal thing. He's a sensitive heart. How can he do that? But then Krishna says, get up. When we think about this, dear devotees, Bhagavad Gita is actually being spoken at the time of life and death situation. That means Arjuna has no other hope. Arjuna had simply had to do whatever Krishna has today or quit from that place. There's only two things which he can do. He can hear from Krishna and follow his instructions or quit that place. Now, when we think further about this, we do not have these kind of situations in our lives. That is also one of the reasons why we do not take it. Likewise, if a person, this is a normal thing. For example, if a person uh, wants to practice more Krishna consciousness, they would always ask them, कुछ problem है क्या? Do you have some problem? Why are you doing like this? That means we need to have a problem to go there? No. Arjuna had a problem. Just by understanding him, we can understand that problem can come to me or come to us anytime, any moment. This world is like that. Is there a guarantee that tomorrow we will not get a problem? No, there is no assurance like that. The health insurance or insurance companies, they make a merry out of it. Because they say if you have insurance, then your health is covered. But can they cover from death? Can they stop death? No. The home insurance, can it help us coming out of so many problems? No. It's not that they cannot cover death. That's the greatest problem in this world, actually. Nobody can cover that. So we should be very vigilant. That is the whole point of the scriptures. To understand, to tune up our consciousness. Nobody can cover death. We cannot cover. It's the greatest problem, actually. Birth, death, old age disease. Oh, four prominent problems. And none of these healthcare companies or doctors or hospitals can stop this. Still, the thought process or the consciousness is so narrow that between birth and death only everything is there. That means outside birth and death there is nothing. Just like a child who's in the mother's womb is thinking that the moment I come out of my mother's womb, I'll die. Then when we hear that the child is very foolish. Likewise, when Devi Devatas will see us, they think that they are very foolish people. They are just dealing between birth and death. There's so much. Nattunaitam jatunasam nattunaime janadipare. I'm there in the past, present, and future. Krishna is confirming in Gita. That means it's a very clear indication I'm there. I'm not somewhere else. When we understand this, the seventh offense is removed from our heart. Seven to commit sinful activity, we will never commit sinful activities. This curved out from the consciousness. And there's more to this. Because our attachment allows us to commit those sinful activities. Stating that, oh, you chant Hare Krishna, those sinful activities will be removed. Just like Ajamila, it will also quote from the scriptures. Just like Ajamila, he committed so many sinful activities. Didn't he go back to Godhead? So that is possible. You chant Hare Krishna and on the sidelines commit that. Mind will tell like this. That is the nature of the mind. Then we need to tell the real essence of what our acharyas are telling to the mind. No, that is not right. You don't know. You should train the mind. One should subdue. It's difficult. One should subdue the mind, but that can be done when we are dependent fully. It's like a child is dependent fully on the mercy of the mother. We should depend on the mercy of the Father, the Lord, Krishna, and his words, and his teachings, and his devotees. We should be dependent on that. When we are dependent on that, then everything is manifested. Hare Krishna. I'd like to stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Would like to share or reflect? There's a way to come out of these offenses. There's a process. When we humbly accept that situation, we make a lot of progress in Krishna consciousness. Humbly accept it. Every situation in our life. Simply accept them. For example, Lord has kept us in a difficult situation. We should bow our head, accept it. This is maturity and devotion. If He wants us to do something, we do it. If He wants us to remove from certain thing, we remove it. But Krishna is so merciful, Father. He will not intervene in our free will. He will not intervene. He will not intervene. When Krishna is intervening in our free will, that means we need to understand Krishna's mercy is flowing more. That means if Krishna is stopping us, that will come when we are advanced more in Krishna consciousness. That means all our things are taken away, just like in the life of Srila Prabhupada. Everything is taken away. Prabhupada felt that is a mercy. Prabhupada realized that is a mercy. Actually, when one really takes shelter of the Lord, Krishna will remove so many unwanted things from our life. But we want to stick to them, that's our free will. If we do not aspire for the desire, that's our free will. Krishna will not intervene with that. But the truth we will understand through the truth, but the Lord will not enter. That is the greatness of the Lord. He's not that kind of a father where he wants to give trouble. No. Because we feel that as a trouble. He says that, okay, don't worry. I'll figure that out. That is the magnanimity of Krishna. So merciful. He gives everything. And he gives also free will. He gives this place to do whatever we want. Because he's giving that free will. I don't know when we will understand this. So it's very subtle signs of how the Lord would work in our life. We generally say that it's Krishna's arrangement, but no, there's more behind it. How Krishna's arrangement is working like that. For example, if the job is gone, is that Krishna? Do we say that it's Krishna's arrangement? When one says it's Krishna's arrangement, also then he is practicing. Then he is a devotee. This state we need to come. Krishna's arrangement. Krishna gave a big problem, health problem, this problem, so many other problems. Krishna's arrangement. When we are telling with conviction from the heart, then we are a devotee. Hare Krishna. I'd like to stop here. Thank you all very much. If I caused an inconvenience, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Yes, Madhu Krishna Prabhu, please tell.
Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. So, out of this context, I'm asking Prabhu. So, yesterday is Ganesh Chaturdashi. Today, someone is celebrating.
Very nice.
So, what should be our mood in praying Lord Ganesh, Prabhu?
You should see his qualities. He's a great person. He's a Vaishnava. He has a quality of submissiveness towards his parents. We should pray for that quality so that we become submissive towards our spiritual master, towards the Lord. That should be the mode. When we have that mode, then Lord will be very happy with us. Because if you see, Ganesh Maharaj, he was in a situation where nothing was working out for him. Through that situation, he turned towards his mother. Actually, goes to Nardamuni because everyone, all the Devadevatas were making it, were trying to compete because they want to become first. They want to come first because whoever comes first, they will be worshipped. No, Ganesh Maharaj, he didn't had anything. Everyone had nice vehicles where they can go fast. But Ganesh Maharaj vehicle is Moshika, mouse. It cannot go fast. So he had no other option other than to hear from Narada. Narada says, just you circumambulate your father, everything is taken care of, is a pure devotee. Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Just circumambulate around him. He just accepted it. He was not calculating, simply accepted it. That beautiful quality which he has, something profound. When we pray for these personalities, for those qualities, so that we can advance in Krishna consciousness, so that we can serve our spiritual master nicely, then that is a mode with which we need to go towards them. But actually, if you see, these personalities are also taking shelter of another pure devotee. We need to request them. I do not have any shelter process. I do not take any shelter. Please help me so that I can take more shelter, so that I can understand the truth more, so that I can apply the truth more. When we go with this attitude, then they will give, then they will help us. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, bro?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else on the context of what we discussed today?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, all Krishna Prabhupada. Prabhuji, yes, very today's discussion about controlling the mind and our decision and all our consciousness should be driven by our intelligence. Prabhuji, that's our understanding. And then the accept whatever a situation we have, and then act accordingly. Prabhuji, that's what I understood. And today's Srila Advaita Acharya's appearance day. The way he showed, he is the incarnation of both Sadashiva and Mahavishnu, and he showed in this material world how to pray to the Lord, and if with all heart, if someone prays to Lord, the Lord listen, and it's he, and that way he invited Lord to come in this material world. So much dedication and devotion he had for the Lord. So, Prabhuji, that's what I just would like to share. And the mind, about the mind, training the mind at Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. He said, like every day morning, just put jharu in your mind. So, mind is so chanchala, and it's but only the discipline can change, or I wouldn't say control, but it's like we can just condition our mind to do more.
Actually, controlling cannot be done.
Yeah,
It's through the mercy it can be accepted. Through the mercy, it will be given to us. Because when we become more submissive, more sincere in our dealings, then the Lord will give that mercy through which one can control the mind. So through which the mind will be pacified. I remember Srila Prabhupada telling, the more you follow the teachings of your spiritual master, of the acharyas, the more the mind will be pacified. Because what is happening is, naturally there is happiness in practicing Krishna consciousness. when we do it in right way. It is not an act that let me finish my rounds, then let me go to office. It is not like that. It is a process of connecting. We really beg for that mercy, then they give that mercy. It's a process of reciprocation. We see reciprocation from the Lord, from the Acharyas in so many ways. That gives the solace to the mind. Then we tell the mind, you see, Lord has given you so much. Why are you behaving like this? Srila Prabhupada has given us so much. Why are you behaving like this? We tell the mind. And then we come out of it. Why are you telling that I have to do this, I have to do that? That is not required for me. Tell the mind. We train the mind again and again. Then it will be pacified. Slowly but steadily. It will come. Pacification will come. The mind will be pacified. But for that, what we discussed today is the acceptance has to happen. The varana has to be manifested. Every situation is a blessing for us. For example, we have health issues. For example, family issues. That is a blessing for us. Because what are we seeing? We are seeing towards the truth, towards the Lord. Health issue, it's a blessing for me, so that I can depend more on the Lord. Because I can't. My body is not working. Let me depend on the Lord. Or I do not have good relationships. Let me depend on the Lord. These are all the shelters for us. These are all the blessings for us to take more and more shelter. Thank you, Amma, for sharing.
So, Prabhuji, what you say is like you have family issues and having huge stress every day. So you say that you have to depend on Lord. That's what you're saying.
Yes, we should depend on the Lord, because that is the only thing which we can get. We do not have any other shelter in this world. Everyone has problems in this world. Who doesn't have? Show me one person doesn't have a problem. But the problem is, through those problems, we don't know where we need to go. But the moment when we turn towards the Lord, when we turn towards Srila Prabhupada, then what happens is, those problems will be there, but they will give us strength to come out of those problems.
No, but how do they give us strength
We need to depend continuously.
continuously?
We need to depend continuously.
By chanting or
By
doing several
chanting, by hearing, and by following those teachings. When we hear something, we should strive to follow. For example, when we say acceptance, that means we need to just accept, because it is coming from an authorized source. So whatever Krishna says, whatever Krishna gives us through Gita, it's an authorized source. No, there is no putting a mark on it. It's an authorization. For example, you go to the visa office. He can accept or reject. That's his authorization. We cannot say to him, "Oh, why are you rejecting? Why are you not giving me visa?" Do we fight with him? No. Even if we fight, they will pull us away from that. We cannot do anything like that. So likewise, the words of the Lord is like that. It's an authorization. When we simply accept it, then the Lord is then we are telling the Lord, my dear Lord, in no matter what situation you are keeping me, I'm just accepting me. Now you are my shelter. Now you are my go-to. Just like Mother Draupadi, she was looking so many people, but nobody was giving any solace. She simply raised her arms and then chanted, Govinda Krishna, you help me. You wanted me to be naked, I'll be naked in front of you. That means they're depending. This, our acharyas, they want us to establish this in our heart. This we need to come to this state. Hare Krishna. I think it's too late. I'll stop here. Thank you all very much, and we'll continue this tomorrow. Hare Krishna.